what's happening in Auburn athletics with your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Thursday afternoon. It is Thursday, right? I don't know.
Sounds right to me.
It's an odd week, Randy. I think it is Thursday, and we're glad to be with you here on the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Randy Lee, and we'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Rainy days and Mondays, they always get me down. Auburn losses get me down too, Randy. And Auburn went to the Outback Bowl and played the Minnesota Golden Gophers in Tampa, Florida yesterday. Didn't turn out too well. 31-24, Minnesota wins that game. Look, now, you know, going into the game, all the talk was that Auburn was going to take this game seriously because of 2 years ago when they did not take that game very seriously against Central Florida, did not put all they had into it. But that had been corrected. They'd figured it out, business trip, and that's what they obliterated Purdue last year. Said they took the same approach this year, and I don't think it had anything to do with effort. It looked like to me that Auburn was completely into the game. The effort was there, but when it's all said and done, Auburn got manhandled by Minnesota. 494 total yards they gave up to this Minnesota team, 215 of it on the ground. Auburn has a grand total of 232 yards on 53 plays.
I mean, I'm speechless, and that doesn't happen often. But watching that game yesterday, I was that way the entire first half. The first half was just. You looked and you said, have we even ran an offensive play? I remember thinking that about midway through the second, going, have we run an offensive play yet? It doesn't feel like it. And when we didn't cash in on that interception, ball right outside the 10-yard line, don't get a touchdown, get forced to a field goal, I don't know. So something reeks a little bit here. Something feels a little bit like I've seen before. And that's where I'll start it with you, Andy. You know, this is kind of who Gus Malzahn is. This is who we've become. You can have a Purdue game like we had in the bowl game last year. And you can come in and you can do a show like we probably did last year following that. And you can go, man, he's calling the plays again. We're thrilled he's calling the plays again. Maybe that's what we've needed. Whatever happened with Jeremy Johnson was a fluke, and then all of a sudden you get a couple of games like we had this year, and you get a bowl game like we had this year, and you go, good
We get
gosh.
the Iron Bowl.
Yeah. I don't know what to say other than we've said it before. Maybe that's the best way to put this. I don't know what to say, Andy, other than we have been up here and done a program just like this time and time again during the Gus Malzahn tenure, and I think that we'll continue to until he's no longer there. And if you're happy with 3, 4, 5 losses a season, 4 or 5 losses a season, then you got a good guy, because I think he runs a pretty clean program. I think he recruits well, and I think he consistently once or twice a year makes you feel like that you can get over the hump, but he hasn't just yet.
You know, thinking about this, and and you grow tired of having these conversations because we have it every single year now. It seems like the last 7. But I'm grown. Well, I'm past the point of being tired of being embarrassed. You know, I mean, if it was that Auburn was losing to a more talented team, and we were, you know, and we were lost by a field goal in the last second, you know, or whatever. I mean, you could. It would be fine, okay? You still wouldn't be happy, but you could live with it. If we were recruiting in the 50s and we were out coaching people and, you know, winning games, you know, a couple of games that we shouldn't every year, and going and winning that 8 or 9 games, you feel like, okay, I mean, you're not exactly happy. You say, well, Auburn's better than that. But I'd feel a lot better than I do now. If we're recruiting in the top 10 every year, and we still get this 8 or 9 win, and we're losing, and you have games like Georgia, games like LSU, games like Florida, games like yesterday, games against seemingly every top 25 teams we play, where we can't do anything offensively. We can't get anything going offensively. And you look up and say, you got Seth Williams on one side, you got Anthony Schwartz on the other, and how many passes do we throw? How many passes did we attempt of more than 25 yards? I don't recall one. I mean, the Sal Cannella was a broken play, the touchdown.
Yes.
But did we ever throw it deep to anybody? And Gus Malzahn said we called 5 or 6 deep shots. Now, there's something lost in translation here, because if we called it, then I'm not sure why it's not happening. Because, maybe Bo Nix was under pressure on one. He had to check down. It wasn't there for another. Whatever it might be. Either that or his definition of a deep shot and mine are not the same.
Well, you brought up a good point, and I saw this. I think this was the numbers that I saw posted. Over the last 4 years, Minnesota has an average recruiting ranking of 48. Auburn during that same stretch, and probably I'm guessing whoever was looking at the same outlets, but Auburn during that same stretch had an average recruiting ranking of 10. Now, does that always play out? No, because we lose to Mississippi State quite often. And I'm not sure a point in time in my lifetime where Mississippi State out-recruited us. Can you?
No.
So it doesn't always play out. But it does give you a little fuel for the fire where you go, my gosh, is this going to consistently be what we get from that? And I'm to the point, yes.
Yes.
Unless things change drastically offensively and we get back to what we saw in 13 and 14 where this guy can put an LSU offense out there, then I think this is what we're going to get. And can Chad Morris do this? I'm going to repeat what my father said on a text message thread. Please tell me Chad Morris had nothing to do with yesterday. Please convince me that he did nothing revolving around whatever we decided to do out there offensively yesterday. Would you agree with that, Andy?
Yeah, I hope.
Please tell me he had nothing to do with it. Because
we went backwards.
These rushing numbers, though, it's easy to sit up here and do a program like this and throw darts when it's this bad.
Yeah.
But the way you started the show is the way that I wanted to start the show today. This was not a fluke.
No.
Anybody that wants to bring up that Central Florida game a few years ago that Brett does quite often, because he went over there expecting something different than what he got, please don't bring that up ever again on any program that Auburn just wasn't ready to play. No, we got annihilated. We got whooped up front. We got pushed around. That defensive front that had 2 seniors up there, and I wish them well, got beat up. Got plumb embarrassed in the first half.
Yes.
Really did. Looked out of sorts in the first half. Almost like, yeah, you didn't want to be there, but you know why? Because you're getting whooped is the reason you didn't. And Andy had an issue with it, and I'll let you bring it up, but during the whole game, it's like, what is the scheme that we have going on here?
Yeah, that's the first time I think I've heard so many defensive players say we got out-schemed. And Derek Brown said it wasn't the offensive line, it was the scheme. And I thought we allowed ourselves the way that we didn't make any adjustments. And I put this on Kevin Steele. I love Kevin Steele. He's done a fantastic job at Auburn. But yesterday was not a good day for him. We came in with a bad game plan. Minnesota, double-teamed and triple-teamed Derek Brown and Marlon Davidson. They schemed to take those 2 guys out of the picture, and it worked because we never made any kind of adjustment. As far as the defensive line, I thought we could have done some things a little bit different. We could have made some adjustments, but the bottom line is Minnesota did pretty much whatever they wanted to do. They ran the ball, got in 3rd short, and that play action, worked to perfection. Their receivers look better than ours. Their running backs look better than ours, and their offensive line looked a whole lot better than ours. Minnesota, who recruits in the 50s.
I don't know what to say.
I mean, is that not the truth?
Yes, it's 48.
Okay.
That was the number. That was the number over the last 4 years. And I don't know about you, and I know you're probably going to do this in a follow-up segment. I haven't really looked through these papers this much this morning. It's New Year. We're back to work, and I'm proud to be back there, so I haven't had an opportunity to look, but I'm sure you're going to. I'm so sick of hearing the same press conference, though. I watched that thing last night, and it sounds like you just put it on repeat.
Yeah.
Got out-coached. Well, no kidding. And not only got out-coached, you just really – that's saying it mildly in this game. And by a guy that I'm going to just guesstimate getting paid half of what you're getting paid, and has proven at his second destination now that he can pull this off. Mm-hmm. And the more I keep watching it, I'm like, golly, this guy right here he's light years away from what we're getting. Can you imagine? And I know I like Gus Malzahn. I don't want to come on the program today and start down the exact same path I came down Clemson a few years ago when we came out in the box set with Chandler Cox at quarterback. I don't want to do it again. I was ready to just do anything other than have to watch Gus Malzahn coach another play at Auburn. I sure am doing it now that we're on air. I guess I am sicker than I thought I was after yesterday.
We are up against our first break here. A lot of comments coming through. We'll get to those in the next coming segments. More to come right after this.
The Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales in Opelika has the largest selection of prestige cars, trucks, and SUVs in Central and East Alabama, all with financing available, little to no money down, and extended warranties. Get pre-qualified in under 2 minutes, online or from your mobile device at GillsPrestigeOnline.com. It's the Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales, 1430 Gateway Drive in Opelika.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
From the smallest drippy faucet to drain cleaning to water heater replacement to gas lines to total systems replacement, A&M Plumbing handles it all. Visit amplumbing.net today for the experienced, licensed, and insured pros at A&M Plumbing.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
Hillby Towers is an affordable senior citizen community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East, where spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living, where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more about Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552, for your family at Hillby Towers. That's 256-329-0552.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. WOTM has you covered with live coverage of all 7 championship games of the Super 7. WOTM is available to all TV providers in Alabama. If WOTM is not currently a part of your channel lineup, call your provider and request that they add WOTM. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the AHSAA Super 7 basketball, baseball, and softball championships. All live only on WOTM.
Alex City Marines, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, and the Yerkes invite you by to see what they have available today. The 2020 Manitous and Landaus are in, and boy, are they gorgeous. Also, some great deals on demos. Take advantage of that while they last. Alex City Marine also is doing shrink wrapping, storage. Get in line now. In fact, call this number, 256-215-FISH. Alex City Marine, Alex City.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you until 1 o'clock this afternoon. Thank you so much for all of you out there joining us today. We're brought to you by Russell Do-It Center with 10 locations around Central Alabama. For all your building supply needs, home decor, tools, whatever it might be, go and check out Russell Do-It Center. Also, Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. Eric's been in business for over 20 years. He and his team are always looking out for your best interest. They know the business backwards and forwards. It's a great time to refinance, so give them a call today, 256-397-0248. That's 256-397-0248. Gus Malzahn, after the game, said, first of all, I think I need to start out by giving Minnesota and their head coach, P.J. Fleck, congratulations and credit. They're a very good football team. We knew that before we played them. After you play somebody, you have more information, you would think. When you look at the game, we started out, I think we went up 10-0, had momentum, felt pretty good. I think we had a fumbled punt. They scored. It was tied at halftime. First of all, none of that's true. Okay, we were never up 10-0, and it was not tied at halftime. We were down 7. So maybe we have figured out something already, that Gus' perception of the game is not really accurate of how it's actually going. We were not tied. I mean, okay.
Being down 7's a little different.
It's a little different.
A little different. We did get the football.
We did
start
get
the
football.
second half. Oh, my.
And promptly went 3 and out.
3 and out. Pitiful. I just presented this question out there, and thanks to all of you for commenting. We're happy to be welcoming in a new year in 2020, and glad that you continue on a daily basis to tune in with us, and a lot of you out there have commented from day one, so we'd love for you to continue to do that. But, you know, after a while, though, Andy, it is just it makes you wonder, can the right coordinator fix this? Is it stubbornness that is going to be hard to come over? And, you know, because we did watch what LSU's pulled off this year. Yeah. Can Chad Morris make that big of an impact on what we have moving forward?
I'm going to say no, but I'm willing, you know, it's going to take a super player. That seems to be what the difference is at Auburn. That's the difference that can be made. It's got to be a super player. Can Bo Nix be that guy? That's the question. And I don't know. I mean, it's some combination of him and Chad Morris. Will that mesh? Will there be that chemistry needed? Will he bring the missing ingredient to the party? Will our offensive line be a lot better? I have no idea. I hope it is.
You don't have a lot of confidence.
I do not have a lot of confidence that it's going to ultimately be better. I think at times we'll look a lot better. But, I mean, yeah, if Bo Nix is a super college football player, he can take us wherever he wants to take us.
Clay Travis said this on a tweet yesterday, and I thought that it was perfect. So there's not a more bipolar fan base in the country than Auburn. And one of the replies to him was that when you have a bipolar coach like we do, you get a lot of bipolar reactions like we give. And I don't know of another program that's more bipolar than Auburn. We can compete for a championship. We can take a team that won 2 football games the previous year to a national title run the following year with a new incoming first-year head coach and a system that looks different, with a quarterback that has still not thrown a pass in the pros. So he wasn't Cam Newton, who just won an MVP in the NFL a few years back.
No.
We can do that, and then we can, sure enough, reel off this. As Alabama has now won how many consecutive years?
9 straight.
With 11-plus wins.
Plus.
How many straight for Clemson at this point?
Got to be 5 or 6, wouldn't it?
I think at least 6.
Of 10 plus, I know.
I mean, it's a lot. It seems to be a lot for us to ask for.
We can't put 10 back to back.
It's the schedule. It's the schedule.
Toughest schedule in college football. Toughest schedule in college football.
And that's played out.
Not going to have that excuse next year. It's not going to be as tough next year. You trade Florida for Kentucky at home. You trade Oregon for North Carolina. You can't, it's not going to be the same. Yeah, you got to go on the road to play Georgia. Yeah, you got to go on the road to play Alabama. But
I still have a lot of confidence in Bo Nix. I do.
Oh, I do too. I'm
going to say this exact same thing I said last year when he was a senior in high school. The only worry I have for Bo Nix is the system that he plays for and the head coach that he has. I think he's a pro. I still watching him right now think he's a pro. I love his demeanor, love the way he handles himself. I think he can make all the throws. I think he needs a little development, but who doesn't?
Oh, sure.
Which quarterbacks don't? We may have just had the best years by a quarterback ever in college football from Joe Burrow. Anybody see that last year? Took a little development. Took a guy that took it to the next level maybe from a work mentality too. But I think that Bo Nix has all of that in his pedigree. I really am getting to the point where I just don't know if we're going to see it from Gus Malzahn. And I hate it because I want to get behind him, and I've seen enough to know that this thing reeks of mediocrity.
Well, that's what I told you when way back when it was announced that Bo Nix is going to be the starter. It's my greatest fear is that we ruin him. I think that would just be that's going to be a horrible shame. But how many times we throw in the middle of the field yesterday? I mean, we're still treating him like he's a high school quarterback.
Did we have an attempt at a tight end yesterday?
No. Well, we threw it to J.J. Hardy, if you want to call him a tight end. We put him out at wide, though. I mean, we threw it to him a couple times. But it drives me insane to think that it's so – you look at LSU, you look at any good quarterback in college football, they're throwing the ball – Joe Burrow throws the ball over the middle of the field every play. Now, yes, he's a Heisman winner, and he's been fantastic, but – We're 12 games into this, 13 games into this, and we're still not letting Bo Nix be a quarterback? I mean, if that's the case, then it's
well, we threw the ball down the middle of the field one time on a broken play, and it wound up being a touchdown. If you take away a kickoff return and a broken play that was a great rollout to the right by Bo Nix throwing across his body back to the left in the middle of the field, finding Sal Cannella, who just found a weak point in the zone, backed off a little bit, 10 yards open, and a well-delivered pass. If you don't have that broken play, I mean, good gosh, this game is a runaway.
We're up against another break here on the Auburn Blitz, but don't go anywhere. We'll come back, and we'll take your comments with more right after this.
At Mortgage Pro, we won't be able to finance a new car or new boat. We can't open you a checking account. Mortgage Pro specializes in mortgage loans. If you're looking to purchase a new home or refinance your current home, the only way to go is Mortgage Pro. We can close in 15 days or less. We can offer the best rates in the mortgage industry. And we can waive appraisal fees on any new loan from September 1st until December 31st. Call Mortgage Pro today.
Hey Realtors, do you know about LMG Ad Agency? We build your brand and help sell your properties or a unique lifestyle so you can focus on your clients. We focus on professional photos, videos, aerial photography and videography, and commercial real estate. We'd love to tell your story. Contact us today at 256-392-4250 or visit our website at lmgadagency.com.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local Cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
I am Lisa McClendon from Country Financial, and I have spent years in our community helping people protect their homes, cars, and lives. I am proud to be a member of the 2018 National Championship Team and a National Advisory Council member for Country Financial. Complete financial security does not end with just insurance. I am also here to help you plan for your financial future.
Together, we can help you set up a step-by-step plan to reach financial security.
Let's talk soon.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control for generations, and now with EnviroCare, you can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs. EnviroCare's exclusive Centricon termite colony elimination system provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. EnviroCare's Centricon system protects your home year-round. Call the professionals at EnviroCare throughout East Central Alabama for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization. Wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat. Full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma. All with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you until 1 o'clock today. Let's run down some of these comments. Appreciate so much all of you out there commenting on what happened yesterday. Love to get your opinions about everything going on with Auburn right now. $21,450,000. That's all I got to say. Go ahead.
You know, and I presented this question, so comment away on this as well. Can Chad Morris, or do you have hopes that Chad Morris can clean some things up for Auburn offensively moving forward, and we can get this thing back going on the right track? Patrick started things off today with Gus was worried about the media watching the practice instead of coaching. Your take on Gus, at least to start the season, felt like he was a little bit more open to the media and people being around the program and seeing things that in the past he wouldn't let anyone be involved with. Maybe he retracted back here during this bowl practice and setup.
Well, I mean, look, he's the same way all year long. He's paranoid. I mean, we all understand that. We all know that. That's just kind of one of his quirks. But the thing about it is, if you're so paranoid, that game plan was what you were scared of? People figuring, I mean, people getting a hint of? That was ridiculous. All we did was, if they played off, we threw it short, and we tried to get in a rhythm, and then when we got something going, we'd substitute 6 guys and slow things down and then run up the middle. It makes absolutely no sense. There is absolutely no continuity to what we did yesterday. None. We didn't set anything up. We didn't. I mean, now granted, I understand we only ran 5 plays in the first quarter, but if that's what you're trying to hide, then brother, I got something to tell you. Ain't nobody cares. Nobody wants to see that.
Chad Jones said exactly what you did. Malzahn worries about someone watching his practices is laughable. When you run the same plays and the same game plan week in and week out, who has to watch your practices to prepare for that?
Nobody. I guess he was hiding. I guess he didn't want them to figure out that fake punt.
What is up with the substitution patterns that we didn't see in 13 up until the championship game? Because many sitting around me at the Rose Bowl were going, why in the world are we slowing it down enough to substitute in and out in the first half to give them a chance to get back set? And we stopped doing it in the second half of that game, and you saw what happened.
Yeah.
Now we have gone right back to that old well that has run dry.
Somewhere along the way, he decided I'd have to run the perfect play. Every play's got to be the perfect play. I got to have this guy blocking here, or this guy got to be the one in the slot. You know, everything's got to be set up perfectly instead of let's just run it to gas them. Somewhere along the line, the hurry up, no huddle ceased to be effective because we stopped. That stopped being the goal, was to to get the defense so tired they couldn't do anything.
I don't know of one position that worries me as much as the offensive line. And when you have 5 starters to start the season, you end up with 4 starters to end the season that are all seniors, and you're going to come out and sell me that we're going to be better on the offensive line next year. Whew, I have really got to close my eyes and hope that this is going to happen. But J.D. King said the same thing, offensive line coaching, play calling, and Bo is not allowed to audible out. But offensive line coaching is an issue, Andy. That's saying it mildly.
Yeah, it's a big issue. I'm not sure about teaching and coaching, but coaching what we have, coaching them up. I mean, if that's the best we could have got out of this bunch, then that's not saying a whole lot. This was one of the worst run blocking offensive lines I think I've ever seen at Auburn. Maybe you got to go back to the Terry Bowden days to get some of the. We could not move people off the ball. I mean, when I say people, I don't mean big time. I don't mean Alabamas and Georgias. I mean we couldn't move Vandy off the line. We couldn't move anybody off the line if we wanted to. We couldn't move Tulane off the line. So I just don't. I don't know what to do about that. Here again, this is the Auburn. This is as Auburn as anything you can be. I look at it and say, we played a guy at center for about 8 games, and we brought his backup in who was clearly better. Clearly better. So I say, well, maybe the other 4 guys on the bench are better too. That's my only hope. And that's about as Auburn as it gets, isn't it?
PJ Fleck, got a couple of comments on him on this thread. Does Minnesota hold on to that guy much longer? Can they?
That's a good question. Depends on how, if he really starts competing with Ohio State. I mean, if he can compete with them in Minnesota, I mean, I don't know what Minnesota's got in there. They've got some history. Not a lot, but I mean, they've got some history. It's old. It's real history. They ain't done anything a lot in the last 40 years, but he seems like the kind of guy that's loyal to a program. So he's signed an extension or just put one on the table. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him there for a few more years.
Jeremy Kelly says the same thing that I read on everything that I'm reading with Auburn. What about Gus Malzahn makes you believe that he's about to turn the reins over to Chad Morris to do what he sees fit on this offense to get it going? What in the world makes you believe he's going to get an opportunity to do that?
Because they're about the same guy, I guess. That's again the only thing. We as Auburn fans, we look at things and say, well, I mean, I know it's not the norm. I know it's not everything that we've seen for the last 6 years, but hey, he's best friends, and they run the same kind of offense. And Chad Morris, he trusts Chad Morris. He trusts Chad Morris. So he's going to, if there's anybody that he would be able to turn the reins over to, it would be Chad Morris. It makes too much sense, Randy.
Marvin Gentry sounds exactly like Brett Pritchard here, and I know we've got about 40 seconds left. But his comment, Auburn's resources makes it really tough for a coach to lose more than 4 or 5 games a year. Fair statement or no, Andy?
Oh, absolutely. I say the name on the jersey gets you 6 wins. Just flat out every year she gets you 6 wins. I mean, all you got to do as a decent coach is win 6 games, 6 wins, 6 games a year. To me, I think that's absolutely true.
Now, what's expected after that, though?
Let's pause that, take a break, come back and answer that question if we can. More to come on the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, I'm Kurt Bowman, General Manager of Vaden Toyota of Sylacauga.
And I'm Coco. Do you owe more on your vehicle than it's worth? Are you stuck with high interest rates? We may be able to help.
If you've made your last 12 consecutive payments on time and would like to get a new vehicle for the same or close to the same payment and save thousands of dollars in interest, you may qualify.
So come by and see us and let us show you the Vaden way.
Vaden Toyota of Sylacauga, located on Highway 280 in Sylacauga.
Be the hostess with the mostest this holiday season at Chicken Salad Chick with our easy party catering. Need a quick appetizer? Stop by Chicken Salad Chick and grab a quick chick of any chicken salad flavor or the pimento cheese ball covered with crushed pecans and crispy bacon. Remember, no meal is complete without a sweet treat. For a limited time, our pumpkin cheesecake is back and it's delicious. Chicken Salad Chick can feed any holiday crowd with our custom fit catering. 12 flavors of chicken salad, there's sure to be something for every taste bud.
Tires are important, and when getting a great price on tires, you want to get it right. So make the short drive to Wright's Tire in Sylacauga. Wright's Tire can get you any make or model of tire, and they make the drive worth it with volume pricing. Whether North Tallapoosa, South Talladega, or Coosa County, make the right choice, the right selection, the right service, and the right price. All at Wright's Tire on Fort William Street in Sylacauga. Call for a free quote, 256-245-7778, and get the right price on tires.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Since the dawn of time, mankind has needed tools. But not all tools are created equal. AGF Machine Rental Sales and Service has tools for all commercial construction or big residential projects. AGF Machinery offers the most durable and hardworking brands of ASV, Skyjack, and Wacker Neusen. Aerial lifts, scissor lifts, loaders, excavators, and forest equipment on demand for the best possible price. And backed by the Southeast's best team of professionals. Visit any of our strategic locations across Alabama for all your equipment needs. Or online at agfmachinery.com.
Expect it or not, the loss of a loved one is difficult. Put your family first by planning ahead. This is Joseph Dean, new owner of Alabama Funeral Homes and Cremation Centers. We are a full-service funeral home with an on-site crematory and cemetery. Whether your need is immediate or you would like to plan in advance, our experienced, compassionate staff can assist you in designing an enduring memorial experience, burial, or cremation. Alabama Funeral Homes and Cremation Centers on Highway 280 in Camp Hill or online, alabamafuneralhomes.com.
Harbor Point Ship Store has everything to make your day on the lake more enjoyable. Come on out to the biggest marina on the water. They have pizza, hot dogs, burgers, and more. Get your gas, groceries, snacks, ice, and everything you need for a fun day on the lake. Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned boat? Harbor Point has the best selection around of everyone's favorite Crest pontoons and Four Winds boats. Harbor Point also has a great selection of pre-owned boats. Come on out and take a look at Harbor Point, Marina Point Road in Dadeville. Get to the point.
You already know the power and reliability of a Mahindra tractor. Get ready to meet their ATV and UTV lines. Haul more and tow more. Do more. Reaching speeds up to 60 miles an hour. Models have a 12-inch ground clearance and the ability to haul up to 1,200 pounds. There's a Mahindra utility vehicle and a model specifically to get the job done. Test drive today at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor. serving Tallapoosa, Coosa, Clay, and Talladega counties. 256-392-3613.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you for about 20 more minutes in today's show. Gus Malzahn, in his press conference after the game, was asked about throwing the ball downfield. He said, they played loose. I think everybody could see that. At the same time, I think we called 4, 5, 6 shots. Couple of them we had a little protection breakdown. Couple of them kind of underthrew, whatever. Anytime you put up 232 yards on 53 plays, we got to do better than that. But give them credit. They had a good plan. They did a good job of trying to keep things in front, stayed away from the big play. So we got to do better. We're going to get better. We're going to get better. We're going to do better. On the decision to run the fake punt, the one that didn't work, I liked it. It really wasn't open. But the guy had his arms around the guy when the ball was in the air. I don't know. They didn't call it. That's just part of it. We're trying to win the game. We're going to be aggressive. That didn't work out. If I remember right, I don't think they scored. I think we held them on 4th down as far as that goes. We're trying to be aggressive and win the game. It could have been easily called an interference. We would have had 1st down in field goal range. Okay. Here's one, though, that caught my eye, and Johnny Keel mentions this as well. Gus was asked about, the offense being disappointing this year. Very low totals against Georgia and LSU and Florida and now Minnesota. Gus said, I'd say this year, I think we finished, if I remember right, 3rd in our conference in total offense. Actually, it was 4th. 4th in points. It was solid. This game, we're disappointed, and we should be, but we'll rebound. Chad Morris, I'm very excited about him and his future. I feel like he's one of the best. Like I said, after this bowl game, we'll put our heads together. He's going to have great influence. There you go. Right from the horse's mouth. Great influence Chad Morris is going to have. We'll get better. We'll get better.
I just worry how much he's going to turn over, because the offense always looks the same no matter who the coordinator is. So there's no reason for me to believe that that's going to change now.
Yeah.
If we show up and within the first 6 games next year a tight end has been at least spotted, now I'm not even talking, as long as a tight end's thrown to 3 times a game for the first 6 games, let's say they've had 20 targets in the first half of the season, that'd be a major change.
Sure.
Be a big time, be something to watch for. And the moment that we start bringing in players, old high school ranks, like poor old Harold Joyner, when that guy comes in the game, you're looking for something out of the backfield to him. That's exactly what we did. I feel like I'm 16 years old out there playing in the secondary, and they reel in some kid off the sideline that hadn't played a lick. But every coach for the whole week in high school has said, when 22 enters the game, pass, pass, pass. Look for 22 enters the game. Right when he comes in. There's things like
5 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Things like that are just so frustrating watching this offense, because you see the same scheme, the same look, the same progressions year in and year out with no changes.
Anthony Schwartz is pretty fast, right?
Yes.
We do maybe the worst possible job of taking advantage of his speed. Do we not? We're throwing to him, we're taking our speed guy, literally the fastest guy in college football, maybe. And we're throwing him hitch routes, right?
Throwing him quick out routes.
Quick out routes, too.
Where you've got the sideline to work with. I mean, as a secondary, when you've got someone that's a better athlete than you, you're always taught, just take advantage of the sideline. Use the sideline. Don't give him – he's going to have to run through you or he's going out of bounds. Because if you get in the open field, there's a pretty good chance you're going to miss him, i.e. Waddle in that game. When poor old Smoke Monday, who looks slower than molasses when he gets out in the open field. I apologize. But that on Saturday with Johnson and him, that was a man amongst boys against Auburn secondary not Saturday, but yesterday.
Yeah.
But yes. And Alabama's done an exceptionally good job with it, and not even with Tua. Mac Jones did it. Use that speed in those quick slant, quick post patterns, get them in some kind of open field slot where they can make a big play for you. And Schwartz seems to be a tough enough guy to take the damage when it's brought to him in the middle of the field too. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
But we don't do it at all. And Minnesota just did it perfectly, which I heard during the game. I was shocked to hear it, but that they run the slant, they run the post more than any team in the country. I'm like, God, they run it more in Alabama. I'd have to see it to believe it. But when I saw Johnson yesterday, I said, I get why.
Yeah.
We don't.
No, we don't. And I don't understand. Again, I think what we're saying here, and it seemed to be Gus Malzahn. I'll give you a little headliner. This was the theme of the press conference. That's the fact of the matter. That's the fact of the matter. We got manhandled. Basically, as you said, we got run off the field. That's the fact of the matter. Well, here's the fact of the matter. I think we've kind of beat around. The offense is trash at Auburn, right?
Yes, it's trash. Especially in big games.
Now, that trash is good for fourth in the SEC. If you like stats, okay, we're averaging 421 yards a game coming into this game. That's because we beat up on the little guys and we don't do anything against the big guys.
And we play decent at home.
Decent at home.
I mean, that was the thing that Brett and I talked about Saturday.
Iron Bowl's the outlier.
Yes.
You know.
But that's what we discussed heading into this football game, is that what are you worried about? Well, what I'm worried about are the numbers that Andy puts on this paper when we're away from home against ranked opponents. It's not pretty. And Nix's numbers were not pretty again this year, and it's not just Bo Nix. This is who Gus Malzahn has become.
We're up against a break. We'll be back with one final segment of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local Cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control for generations, and now with EnviroCare, you can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs. EnviroCare's exclusive Centricon termite colony elimination system provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. EnviroCare's Centricon system protects your home year-round. Call the professionals at EnviroCare throughout East Central Alabama for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. WOTM has you covered with live coverage of all 7 championship games of the Super 7. WOTM is available to all TV providers in Alabama. If WOTM is not currently a part of your channel lineup, call your provider and request that they add WOTM. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the AHSAA Super 7 basketball, baseball, and softball championships. All live only on WOTM.
Hey Realtors, do you know about LMG Ad Agency? We build your brand and help sell your properties or a unique lifestyle so you can focus on your clients. We focus on professional photos, videos, aerial photography and videography, and commercial real estate. We'd love to tell your story. Contact us today at 256-392-4250 or visit our website at lmgadagency.com.
Mortgage Pro is the new standard for mortgage loans. While other banks are taking 45 to 60 days to close a loan, Mortgage Pro is making it happen in less than 15 days. Your mortgage loan goes from start to finish in less than 15 days. Mortgage Pro is able to make this happen by having the most advanced technology and a highly trained staff with over 98 years combined experience. If you're looking to buy a home or refinance your current mortgage, call Mortgage Pro and let our team go to work for you.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy taking you up to 1 o'clock. Been a fun show. I feel better. I've got a little bit off my chest.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been a cathartic experience. Hope it has been for you out there. We'll be on the air tomorrow as well if you need a little bit extra. Brett Pritchard will probably be here. He might have a few things.
No, he does.
He might have a few things.
He has more than
that
a few.
he'd like to say.
And I'll say this, and it's nice to get on here and get a sense that many others at least say or feel the same as you.
That's true.
And you can say, well, that's terrible. And there are parts of the fan base that defend out there and hate any negative that you bring towards the coach and the program, and I'm fine with that. Everybody has their opinion, but more times than not, this is the water cooler talk that I'm getting out there, and today it's just disgust. And it's not overwhelming disgust. It's just like, well, it's who we are. It's what I've come to expect. I'm not going to let myself get too tied into this being a terrible thing. It's kind of who I expect, and that's what we're hearing on here. As John Coley says, one of the comments for the day, Gus is a stubborn blockbuster video in an ever-changing Netflix world.
He's a dinosaur. He was an innovator 7 years ago. Now he's a dinosaur. How does that happen in 7 years?
Is Gus the new Mark Richt? Jonathan asked.
He's not as good as Mark Richt. That's the truth. That's the facts of the matter.
That's a slap in the face to Mark Richt.
I say so, yes.
Marvin Gentry said Gus was out everything. That ought to be some huge feedback for us all concerning how we think concerning the best way for the football program to go in the future. There are people out there who could take the hand that Gus has been dealt and really win with it. I mean, really win with it. Gus ain't the guy to take Auburn to the next level. We're not going on 8 years in. If not now, then when? You feel like he can? Do you feel like he's learned? There were points in the season where I said, you know what, I think he's getting better. He's getting better. There were parts of the season where I thought that.
There are flashes, yeah.
But then you get a month off in this.
Seems like when he's got longer to game plan, it's worse. Why is that? I'm going to go back to that Clemson game, and I'm going to go back to the day I die, probably, at that 16 Clemson game, the Tilt-A-Whirl. He had a whole offseason to put that together. 5 quarterbacks. You know, I say what you will, but here again, here's one of those things that is absolutely true, and it will make you feel better in the moment. For whatever it's worth, we've lost to 11-2, 11-2, 11-2, and 14-0. That's our 4 losses. 9-4 this year. All really good teams.
Yeah, but did you watch that game yesterday and say that's a championship caliber team in Minnesota?
Well,
do you honestly say we just made them look a lot better, and I really think they are?
I look at all. Yes, I do. I look at every one of those games, and I say, if Auburn had done anything offensively, they'd have won all of them. I mean, just anything offensively. They were horrible against Florida. They were horrible against LSU. They were horrible against. They were the dead worst horrible against Georgia, and they were terrible against Minnesota.
I'm not sure there was one worse than this one, Andy.
No, probably
When you
not.
look at the rushing numbers in this ball
Georgia's
game,
pretty bad.
but the rushing numbers in this game were anemic.
They were bad. 56 yards rushing. That's pathetic.
56 yards rushing with these as your totals. Boobie Whitlow, 9 carries for 24 yards and averaged 2.7 yards per carry. DJ Williams, 5 carries, 13 yards, an average of 2.6 yards per carry. Poor old Cam Martin ended up his career with 1 carry for a yard.
Looking for a big finish to that career.
Sean Shivers gets 3 carries for 9 yards, so he had the best per carry average at 3.
Why did Boobie Whitlow not play in the first half almost, pretty much? Inexplicable. I mean, what's the answer? I don't know. I mean, it was part of the game plan, I guess.
I didn't listen in to the post-game conversation with Carnell Williams, did you? It sounded just from the comments I've heard that he was pretty blunt at how bad it was and how ready he is to get back to work. Somewhat disgusted with what they did offensively.
Well, good.
I know it.
I hope they're all embarrassed.
We'd just like to hear more of that.
Yeah.
Because I think there's some dog in a lot of these guys. We just don't seem to get it. I saw some over there on the sideline with Rodney Garner. He wasn't looking at number 3 and number 5 in the first half going, oh my, thank the Lord, these great seniors are back. I mean, I love them. Don't get me wrong. I'll always think positive on both of those guys. Marlon Davidson was plumb pitiful in the first half.
Yeah, he got handled.
It was pitiful. He played well in the second half. He came back. That's good. Derek Brown, it was hard to tell in the first half because he was taken out of plays. He did make some plays where he was in the backfield, just didn't quite get there.
Yeah.
But Davidson.
No sacks again this game.
But Davidson.
Do we even knock him down? I don't know if we've knocked him down.
I don't remember us.
When's
the
last time that happened?
Well, one consistent, a player that's going to leave Auburn has deserved a lot more credit than we're going to give him is Jeremiah Denson.
You're right.
I don't remember looking down at a stat total that you presented this year where he wasn't the leading tackler too often. And he was again yesterday with 9 tackles. That guy's a good football player, Andy.
Yeah. Daniel Thomas, too, probably underrated.
True.
He had a good career, very good career.
And K.J. Britt has taken the next step. He played well yesterday. He got caught in coverage. They caught him a couple of times. At least it seemed like to me that he had men that he wasn't matched up well on. That could be an issue. But for the most part, downhill play, he was good.
Yeah, you look at it, K.J. Britt, Owen Papo, and Zacoby McClain, 3 of our 4 leading tacklers. They're all back next year and hopefully going to be even better. That's a good thing. Linebacker play's just gotten so much better. But defensive line, what happened to Tyrone Truesdale this year? Started out great out of the gate. Where's he been? He ain't played. I see 94 out there. I ain't seen him make any plays. Cornus Miller, I keep hearing he's got a lot of, this guy's got a lot of talent. Well, he better start showing it. that defensive line better step up because they're going to do it without two big old hosses next year, or three if you count Nick Cousins. But anyway, again, we'll be back on the air tomorrow, same time, same channel. If you'd like to join us then, we'd love for you too. And we'll continue to talk about this. And hey, we'll preview SEC basketball season. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk to you.